हेलो एवरीवन। तो आप सभी का स्वागत है नेक्स्ट पार्ट में। तो जैसे हमने देखा था कि कैलब के अंदर ना कोई कर्स्ड एनर्जी घुस चुकी है, जो कि वो अच्छी नहीं है। तभी वो थोड़ा सा अलग बिहेव कर रहा था। तो चलो उसके पास चलते हैं, उससे बात करते हैं, देखते हैं कि फिर क्या होता है। यहाँ पे एंटिया तो अंदर जा नहीं सकती।
Give us this day our daily bread. Our bread, not our ale, our bread.
Hush now. All is well. Nothing bad. Shite off.
We've been to God's Acre. Quite a tale it told us. You're not Caleb, are you? Or at least not entirely.
Ah, can't fog you. Alexander Watson. Long tale short, Caleb tried to bring his dead wife back. And I live here now.
So many questions. Where to even start?
ये फर्स्ट वाला सिलेक्ट करता है।
He was trying to bring his wife back. How did you end up in the mix?
Caleb made a fine cobbler, a poor brother, a worse husband, and a truly terrible witch. The ritual went to shite, because... of course it did.
Do both of you share Caleb's body?
Share? No. This house of flesh is mine. But because I am a generous man, I allow my brother to live in the cellar. We were twins. I was the rotten half, they said. But who's the rotten half now? There's something else you should know. If you don't know it already. I'm not alone. I completed the ritual. My darling Ruth is in here too.
फर्स्ट वाला पूछते हैं।
You used the ritual to bring Ruth's spirit into Caleb's body. Why?
Love moves a soul to strange endeavors. We deserve a better life. I set myself to claiming it.
I understand your anger. More so your desire. But what of Ruth's? Did you consider what she wanted?
Caleb stole a life from me, but he also stole Ruth's voice. She shrank beneath him. Of course she wanted a second chance at life.
I'd like to hear this from Ruth. May I please speak with her?
No! We've carved ourselves out a little happiness at last. I'll not have you break it. Please, leave us alone. Give us this.
We need to speak to her, one way or another. If he won't tell us anything, perhaps the house Ruth died in will.
Caleb was no saint, but this is hellish grim. Does he deserve it?
Aye, he does. And it's not like I killed him. He's alive in here somewhere. Watching me ruin his name. He can hear me now. Destroying his reputation. As I had to hear him destroy mine when he painted me a fornicator.
How nice.
He took our love, Ruth and mine, and killed it. Now our love's reborn, and he can do naught but sit and watch. Caleb was a cad. Shite on him. Let him suffer.
पूछ लेते हैं about your death।
You died trying to save Ruth from a burning house. True.
True.
I'm sorry. It is an awful way to go, and so young too. You deserve better.
We deserved better, and now we have it. And with it, Caleb gets to make amends. For he did nothing. He stood and watched us burn. Caleb's name was ruined then. We're just putting the boot in.
You're well placed to see what goes on around here. Help me out. Have you seen anything noteworthy?
I've made a point of keeping people away, but I seek things. And I take note.
Lammy Haskell. Any thoughts about him?
The Haskell boy? What about him? He's weird. Talked with Caleb about nonsense. Both of them were full of shite.
What's your take on the governor?
My brother gave him the glad hand act, and the governor lapped it up. Haskell's opinion of himself is far too high. To win his favour, you need only prop him up. He dragged my name through the dirt. Shite on him, and his so-called eloquence. What use is a silver tongue when your heart is yellow?
Tell me about folk here. Who stands out for you? What think you of them?
What think I of they who shunned me? Gulled by my black-mouthed brother? What think I of malicious fools for whom I had to die to be redeemed? I'd say a curse upon them. But 'tis too late. The curse has already come.
How goes the settlement, would you say?
It's going to hell in a shitting handcart. Not that I care, mind. But there's sport in guessing who shall live and who shall die. Hope they find that witch, though. Can't have witches about the place doing the devil's work.
चलो इससे भी हमने सारी जानकारी ले लिया.
I'll be leaving you alone for now.
Alone? Not really. Hush now. All is well. Nothing bad will ever come to us again.
देखते हैं यहाँ पे कुछ तो है. Find the burned down house. ये तो कुछ लेटर्स पड़ी है यहाँ पे.
Hush now. All is well. Nothing bad will ever.
Ruth and Alexander are having an affair in her husband's body.
It's plain wrong.
I can't find an angle where that isn't just plain wrong.
Something feels wrong. Something about Ruth. If we find the ghost tie, we can talk to her.
यहाँ पे शायद हमें वो घर ढूंढना है जहाँ पे जो जल चुका है. देखते हैं आगे जाके.
The house that burned down. The roof fell in with them inside.
There's a lot of debris.
ये निशान तो यहीं पे आ रहा है. पर जाए कहाँ से? यहाँ पे तो हमें नहीं जाना है. जाना तो यहीं पे है.
Something has me. Wards. The ghost wards feel far away from here. Just one keeps me from manifesting. Fancy knocking it down?
जाना तो शायद हमें यहीं से है, पर कोई चीज़ तो रोक रही है हमें वहाँ जाने से।
Wards. I'm going to need a hand here. I can't, Rory.
जाना तो हमें यहीं से है, पर हमें ना वो तोड़ना पड़ेगा। अब देखते हैं वो है कहाँ पे, जो कस्ट स्पिरिट को आने से रोकता है ना।
The ward's power is gone.
अब हम जा सकते हैं, एंटी की पावर यूज़ कर सकते हैं अब हम।
Off we go then.
यहाँ से तो नहीं जा पाएंगे, देखते हैं। तो अंदर से ही टूटेगा, बाहर से तो हम उसको तोड़ भी नहीं सकते। ओके ओके, हमें इसको आगे करके ना ऊपर चढ़ना है। ये तो ज़्यादा आगे हो गया।
Ty must be nearby.
Of course. Ruth's heart binds them like a bushel of rotting corn.
वही उसका दिल ही मिल गया हमें, रूथ वॉटसन का।
What do you have there? Stop right there, you rank rump. Whatever you found, it ain't yours.
You buried Ruth's heart in the ashes of the house that killed her. I find that odd.
You, a ghost, went digging in the ashes of a dead woman's house. You're ill-positioned to call me odd. Don't think I haven't felt your presence before.
Stow your tongue while I speak with Ruth. Ruth, can you hear me? Can you speak?
Puck off and die. I'm in charge here. No, Hush ye, Alexander. I'll speak. I'm Ruth. I hear you.
I'm Antea Duarte. We're here to help.
Oh, I'm glad. Please, end this nightmare. Help me. Ugh, go to hell in a bag of shite. We're fine, and you have not the right. You hear? You've not the right.
भाई यहाँ पे तो रिचुअल्स हमें परफॉर्म करनी पड़ेगी, देखते हैं।
Her heart! Give it back!
Present yourself. I compel it.
No more does he silence me. We may speak.
ये ऊपर ही जाना है।
Help me, please.
Who taught Caleb the resurrection ritual?
To say it was taught would mean he'd learned it. He read it off a page. As a sorcerer, Caleb makes a fine cobbler. Thing about Caleb, he was a good listener. As he worked, clients would bend his ear. The Haskell boy, for one. As Caleb pinned the governor's shoes, young Lammy would talk magic. Nonsense, really. But Caleb was listening.
Wait, Lammy Haskell gave Caleb the resurrection ritual.
After Lammy mentioned the ritual, Caleb became obsessed with it. He begged. Lammy, in his misplaced generosity, gave it. Caleb was intent on dark work. Lammy furnished written instructions.
Caleb's letter changed your life. How did it feel at the time?
It tore me in two. I loved Alexander, but I deserved to marry a man who would be true. Caleb seemed decent. I believed he loved me. I thought I married the better brother, but I'd married a liar. A liar and a devil. And yet, not even he deserves this. No one deserves this.
How did Caleb treat you?
With adoration. I was an idol, worshipped yet unloved. He was the sculptor and I was the statue, smiling down, unmoving from my pedestal with nothing to say. Now I'm sewn into a festering sack with the quivering remnants of my husband and the angry ghost of his dead brother. Please, let me out.
Ruth, your husband Caleb's botched resurrection ritual brought you back, but allowed his brother Alexander to take you hostage.
Once we deal with the Watson brothers, you shall be free to ascend.
Do what you must. I'll suffer it if it leaves me free to go. No! We can stay. Please, Ruth, let us stay.
Look at you. You're counterfeit, a sham of a thing. Your so-called life is no life at all. Caleb lied and stole your love. But when the time was right, you lied and stole his body. We're ending this nonsense now.
गोश्त तो गोश्त होता है, हम तो बैनिश करेंगे इसको।
Alexander, yours is no romantic fable. There is no moral to this tale. You're a hostage taker, nothing more.
No, Caleb can go to hell, for he well deserves it. But Ruth and I are in love.
Greedy men fight over a woman as if she were a thing. I'm done with that old story. Time to tell a better tale.
Ruth is free to go.
I shall have my rest now. Thank you.
Life to the living, death to the dead.
Alexander loved Ruth like a man loves his hat. Love a woman like a thing, and you do not love her at all.
Ruth deserved better, in life and in death. That was something.
Don't take it to heart. Their choices are not your business.
Our choices are my business. And their consequences too.
Don't waver. We could win a battle, but we can't win the war. Nobody should conquer death, and we don't want to pay the price of trying.
Aye. I hear you.
Good. Now, let's see what Lammy Haskell has to say about raising spirits from the dead.
चलो भाई गवर्नर से मिल लेते हैं। वो तो एक लड़की के पीछे लड़ रहे थे दोनों भाई। कहाँ पे है ये?
Governor.
May I help you, Mr. McCraith?
I have to admit, this is an unusual case.
Yes, but have you solved it?
I believe so. But the culprit was not responsible for the plague. At least not directly.
Have you found the witch or have you not?
Someone here has been dabbling in some dark magic. I have the name.
So, what are you waiting for?
Don't you want to hear the name?
I do not need to. The principle is what matters.
Not exactly. The name is Lamentation Haskell.
No, it can't be. My son is studious. Curious, too curious at times perhaps, but he does not have a bad bone in his heart.
He showed Caleb Watson a ritual. The cobbler used it and became possessed.
Even if true, it would only mean my son was exposed to corruption. It happened before. Bring me proof, Banisher. Find the real source of evil.
I'll get it. Mark me. I must find your son, Governor. Sooner rather than later.
His interests take him hither and thither. If he isn't here, he must be working on the outskirts. He's been sprucing up one of the abandoned houses there. I ordered them emptied when the sickness hit. Yeah, take the gate key. Go there. See for yourself. You're wrong about him. You're wrong about my son. Needless to say that I count, of course, on your discretion.
मान नहीं रहा भाई कि इसी के पीछे है इसका लड़का।
He was quick to condemn till it was his own son on the block. Who's he really protecting?
We'll bring him the proof he wants. If the boy is guilty, his father may not be able to protect him.
कहाँ पे है गवर्नर का लड़का? यहाँ पे तो गलत आ गया शायद। देखें जरा मैप में।
Hell's balls. What happened here?
Something's emanating from under there.
No wonder this place is off limits.
कुछ तो खतरनाक खतरनाक से आवाज जा रही है हमें। भाई मैं तो इसी का वेट कर रहा था इतनी देर से। मैं भी सोचूं कहाँ है ये।
Don't just stand there. Move! Move, Red! Run, Red!
इसके तो एक हेडशॉट और ये गया। ओ नो। ये वाला थोड़ा अलग था उनसे पेड़ वालों से। ये जो गोश्त आ रहे थे ना इतनी देर से।
One of these must be Lammy's hideaway.
चलो भाई देखते हैं यहाँ पे हम क्या कर सकते हैं।
Ghost wards. I cannot manifest. I can't worry.
इंडिया को यहाँ पे लाने के लिए कुछ तो है यहाँ पे जो गोश्त को रोक रहा है ना आने से। देखते हैं। ये तो दूसरी साइड है, वहाँ पे जाके इसको खत्म करते हैं पहले। वहाँ पे जाने के लिए हमें शायद वहाँ पे अभी नहीं जा
I'm
सकते।
going to need a hand here.
ये है क्या भाई, इतनी सारी जड़ें सी निकली हुई हैं। करे तो करे क्या है यहाँ पे, थोड़ा सा तो कंफ्यूजिंग है पर पता लगा लेंगे। यहाँ पे भी एक घर है, इसको भी देख ही लेते हैं।
Lammy, you here?
He was studying botany. Why botany? The incisions are clean.
The precision of an expert.
There's magic here, though faint.
काला जादू चल रहा है भाई।
Arrowley. Mean anything to you?
Not a thing.
He talks once more of a mill. I guess we found him. Nothing incriminating. Yet.
Remember what we found at Caleb Watson's? Maybe we're not looking in the right place. If I had something to hide, I might hide it in an abandoned mill.
चलो भाई आगे चलते हैं, 500 मीटर पे जाना है हमें। बड़ा खाली खाली सा लग रहा है, कोई तो आएगा। लो भाई कोई तो आ ही गया यहाँ पे।
Think you could take on a ghost? Move it.
किसी चीज़ से दिक्कत नहीं है, पर ये जो आते हैं ना छोटे छोटे से गोलियां बन के, ओ भाई ये क्या निकल गया छोटे से में से।
Strange and Vampyr. Reinforcements.
Watch out. Spectre possession. Stop that spectre before it possesses the corpse.
भाई इन्होंने अलग तंग कर रखा। दोबारा घुस जाते अंदर उनके। एक और आ गया।
Move, Red.
Why a mill?
Away from the village. Perfect for his research. Perfect to hide secrets.
भाई गन रिलोड करके रखना तो बहुत जरूरी है।
For sure. Peaceful. Like home on a good day. No, it's hilly, mind. He felt like playing with the lambs. Blair preferred to feed them. And I was too busy dreaming.
And you?
Oh, I cooked them for dinner. The lambs, I mean. The birds were furious.
Yes. But they won.
Bastard.
कितनी दूर है विंड मिली है? शायद पहुंचने वाले ही है।
Ward. Not with that ward nearby.
They brought more friends.
Change targets. Tormented first.
Reinforcements. Beat it.
You shouldn't stay in there.
I can't.
What should we expect up there?
A gateway to the mythical Aralu, whatever that is. Otherwise, terrible tragedy, dark doings, sick
इसका तो हम
secrets,
कुछ नहीं कर सकते।
and a wild guess.
जब लगे ना कुछ ज़्यादा ही सुनसान सा एरिया होता जा रहा है तो वहाँ पे ये भूत जरूर आ जाते हैं। यहाँ पे भी आएगा शायद कोई ना कोई तो। ये वाला खतरनाक है। पहले पेड़ वाले को मारो फिर ये निकलता है। डैमेज बहुत ज़्यादा है इसका।
This isn't over yet.
लो भाई खत्म। ओहो एक और आ गया। मतलब पहुंचने वाले ही हैं हम।
Looks derelict. Is he really inside?
Red, I can't manifest anymore.
We need to stop at some point. Here would be all right.
Ghost wards cannot manifest.
देखते हैं, इसको एक्सप्लोर करते हैं, है क्या यहाँ पे।
I'm at your side again. I know.
Oh there.
Guess we're not going that way.
There should be a way up here.
शायद ऊपर जाना है, कोई तो रास्ता होगा। चलो मिल गया। अब यहाँ से हम कहाँ जा सकते हैं?
What hides here in the dark? Come out, come out.
Is this one familiar to you?
Yes. In this book, you'll find the ritual of the Lesser Palingenesis.
I guess no one warned Lammy that grimy reincarnation rituals were not without risk. He doesn't speak well of his dad.
ये फर्स्ट वाला ही करते सिलेक्ट।
Did he seek power? Was he hoping to step out of his father's shadow?
If he did, he went the wrong way about it. This relay lad seems dangerous.
His apprentice seems to be following him down the same path.
Looks like Lammy was trying his hand at translating the ritual into common English.
This is poor work, as we suspected. No wonder the ritual he spawned for Caleb from those botched words of power went wrong.
We need to get to the top floor. Bet we'll find something.
हमें इससे भी ऊपर जाना है अब। देखते हैं, यहीं से जा सकते हैं या बाहर से जाएंगे।
Red, come look.
No crank. Great.
Why did he feel like he needed so much protection? More magic mockery. He wished to disguise his presence, or perhaps to distract from it.
ये देखो भाई यार, इसने तो लोमड़ी मार रखी है, खरगोश भी मारा हुआ है। देखते हैं हमारे कुछ काम क्या है यहाँ पे।
It's just a lift. Why is this mechanism so complex? That book again.
The Agrippa. That's not good. Not good at all.
What level of not good are we talking about exactly?
This book promises eternal life, but the promise is a trap. Let's hope it hasn't been used.
The crank. Good.
यहाँ पे और कुछ तो दिख रहा नहीं है।
The lift should work now. All this is more serious than we thought. I'm apprehensive, not just because we're going underground.
We'll be careful. We don't know what Lammy was up to, and the signs are not encouraging.
You know, I could get to like it underground. The darkness, the gloom, the cool air.
Really?
No, not really. Not at all. Hell's balls.
भाई ये क्या हो रहा है नीचे?
The Guardian.
अब ये क्या चीज़ है? ये तो भाई नीचे जाके पता चलेगा कि हो क्या रहा है वहाँ पे। कुछ ले लेते हैं भाई, रिचुअल्स में सब कुछ काम आता है। चलते हैं आगे। भाई कहाँ से आ रहा है? भाई इसको तो कुछ नहीं हो रहा है यहाँ पे। और ठीक है, मैं इसे तोड़ना पड़ेगा यहाँ पे।
Every totem killed makes it stronger.
ढूंढते हैं भाई नेक्स्ट वाला कहाँ पे है। एक और होगा यहाँ पे।
It's coming for you.
चलो भाई गया ये भी.
It's on you.
Fellas a pain in the arse, more like.
It's coming for you.
Time to end this monstrosity.
When all this is over, I might retire.
You'd miss it. You know you would. Red,
तू कह रहा है
come
मार दिया
see
भाई.
this.
बहुत मुश्किल था. तो भाई यहाँ पे भी एक्सप्लोर ही करना है बस.
Different symbols and magic. Seems they were used as bait. Is this how we got through the Sorrow's vigilance?
So, here we are.
I suppose now we step into the void.
Suppose we do.
चलो भाई वर्ड रिचुअल यूज कर लेते हैं.
Dark rituals, void breach, general weirdness. Lemmy can't be far.
Beware. Wards.
देखो भाई क्या करना है यहाँ पे अब.
Awfully calm. Why is it awfully calm?
Wards. Think you can fend for yourself? Spectres. They haven't noticed us. Stay low.
चलो भाई बिना देखे निकल जाते हैं यहाँ से। क्यों लड़ाई झगड़ा करना उनसे। भाई वो सब तो ठीक है पर जाए कहाँ पे। इनको दिखाई भी नहीं देना और यहाँ से निकलना भी है।
Watch out. We made it angry.
हमें गवर्नर के लड़के को ढूंढना है यहाँ पे। वो कर रहा है यहाँ पे काला जादू।
Creepy hideout. The governor's spawn likes a bit of drama.
This is some dark, sideways magic.
It's forbidden. I've read it.
Sometimes I worry about you. This one's different. Looks like it died diseased. I feel like we're not done here. Ugh. What is this thing?
Banisher rule number 4.
If it oozes, don't touch it. Another botched experiment?
It may be native to the void. So, you can see me. Aren't you full of surprises, young Master Haskell?
You may talk. A Banisher ghost. Amazing. How on God's earth did you find me? Never mind that. Thank the Lord you did. Thought I was going to grow old in here.
ये फर्स्ट वाला ही कर लेते सिलेक्ट।
As hiding places go, the void is quite the choice.
Yes, an amazing place. Or plane? World? The Araloo is not easily described, but it makes a fascinating study. Tell me, how did you get past the Guardian beneath the mill? Did you use a decoy?
We fought it. Don't change the subject.
You fought it? Of course you did. A good thing too. I was starting to think it was wise to me tricks. Oh, but I have so many questions.
This isn't a social call, kid. And we're the ones with the questions.
Oh. Oh. Of course.
From the looks of this place, you're knee-deep in research. What are you doing here exactly?
Searching for the origin of the Harrow's plague, of course. And I have a theory on the subject.
Of course you do. Go on then.
Now, at first, I believed the water poisoned, but my father sealed the well, and yet folk remained sick. They looked for witchcraft, a foolish, uneducated suspicion, yes, but with some truth concealed behind it. You see, the Araloo taints New Eden, Its influence leaches into the Harrows. The evidence is everywhere.
Can you prove that? Where's your evidence?
In New Eden, the threshold between our plane and this is thin. Even I, a novice, may reach the frontier and then go beyond. I also believe it happened before. Some years ago, New Eden was hit by another epidemic.
Was it the same illness?
I believe that first epidemic was caused by the porosity of the frontier between New Eden and the Araloo. Although, where theirs was an affliction of burning flesh, ours is a corruption of mind and spirit. And I believe I have found its source. There is a substance, a strange ooze. You may have noticed it. This, I believe, is the true source of the Harrow's poison. It carries a particular stink, on the scent of which I experience first confusion, then a loss of control over my limbs.
What do you expect to find at the source of the ooze?
To find a cure. The ooze seeps into our world, sickening us. I may be able to stop it. Unfortunately, I cannot reach the source. The Araloo is a formidable place. Tricky. A maze constantly evolving, changing, reshaping itself. The isthmus, for example. I found an oozing crack in the ground. The terrain then remade itself, and I can get to it no longer.
Perhaps we might be able to find a way through and take a look at that source.
Would you? That would be splendid. Would you mind taking notes?
You see ghosts. You stroll the void as if it were your garden. You possess and share forbidden rituals. Who are you really?
I'm Lammy Haskell, and I am a man of many sciences. I am in fact a true pursuer.
That raises more questions than it answers.
What are the pillars of the universe? Which principles underpin existence? As occultists, do we change the world or scratch upon its surface? Each discipline I embrace peels back a new layer of reality. I'm yet at the beginning, and see where I already stand. Amazing, no?
Are you a demonologist like your father?
More or less. Less, more so. My father sees occultism through the eyeglass of his faith, but I know better. So, more so?
If you don't share your father's faith, what do you believe?
I believe in the afterlife. The proof is about us. And if the void embodies eternal despair, there must too be a place of hope. But where? I ask myself, where?
Your father is convinced a witch poisoned his well. Caleb Watson was cursed by a ritual you gave him. I'd focus if I were you.
We must counter the devil with knowledge of his tricks. That, my father always said, is the purest of God's work.
Aye. I can imagine your father saying that.
When I was 10, he gave me my initiation. Demonology, sir, as he would say. He saw me as his heir. Then, of a sudden, the books were forbidden. So I stole them. The very same books he'd forced upon me as a boy. I understand them where he does not. I did no wrong, apart from a little theft.
We must talk of Caleb Watson. Why in the hell would you give him a resurrection ritual?
Ruth's death hit poor Caleb hard. He was alone, and so I would often stop by his workshop. We talked. He took a keen interest in my studies and was a good listener. When he learned that she could possibly return, he had one question. How?
Men bonding over bereavement and black magic. A pretty tale indeed.
I should have proceeded with more caution.
You shouldn't have proceeded at all. We have a witch hunt on our hands. You could face trial for this botched ritual.
Yes, and I'm sorry. I found it in a copy of De Occulti Philosophia by Cornelius Agrippa von Nettesheim. A remarkable book.
I've met my fair share of illustrious occultists, and none owned an authentic Agrippa. Much is lost in translation or altered in the printing. I doubt your copy is an exception.
Of course! The power is in the words, and mine were wrong, so the power went awry. How very fascinating.
You mistake foolishness for audacity. You must mend your ways.
Surely the acquisition of knowledge cannot be a sin.
Do you remember Deborah?
Miss Comenius. Yes, of course, I remember.
Your father tasked us with an investigation. One way or the other, we must return with the mystery solved.
Ah. I think I understand what you're saying. I might be in a tiny little bit of, danger.
You've studied demonology. Did you do it alone?
When my father forbade me to continue, I confess I disobeyed him in secret. Those big books were very boring until they were forbidden. Suddenly I could not get enough of their secret knowledge. Funny, eh? More recently, a good friend of my father showed me that I had only been scratching at the surface.
Who was your father's friend?
An itinerant Frenchman who often visited New Eden in recent years. He called himself a true pursuer. As a thinker, he was prolific and profound. My father was so proud to be included in his discourse. For him, knowledge is the ladder to greatness, and greatness is the prize. To me, knowledge is itself the prize.
चलो भाई, बहुत बात होगी इसके साथ भी.
Let's go take a closer look at that ooze then.
And with that sorrow gone, I can leave. Do be careful. My home is your home. If you need anything, help yourself.
The Aralu is not your home, Lamy. But thank you.
Pardon my morbid enthusiasm, Mistress Duarte, but could I ask you a few questions?
What do you wish to know?
Do you still need to eat? Do you feel hunger? Sorry, it's just, you're the first ghost I've met, in
Antea, we should get going. So, the pious governor's unassuming son is our evil Harrow's witch.
The more powerful the loose cannon, the more dangerous it is. I don't know that I buy Lammy's hair of the dog theory, but I feel strange, and I suspect the ooze.
Oh, God. I need a wee bit of help here.
ये है क्या चीज?
Well, that was not pleasant. Not pleasant at all.
I can't help you.
यहाँ तो हम गलत आगे नीचे चलते हैं. हमें ऊज के सोर्स तक जाना है.
I am warded. I cannot.
एक तो हम आंटियों को भी नहीं लाके आ सकते, स्विच नहीं कर पा रहे यहाँ पे. चलो देखते हैं फिर भी हम क्या कर सकते हैं.
I can't help you.
कुछ तो है यहाँ पे।
The ward's power is gone.
अब देखते हैं हमें क्या करना है। ओके
Not quite.
They brought more friends.
Watch out. We made it angry.
एक तो इनकी हेल्थ बहुत कम खत्म हो गई है।
You got this, man. Never mind. I'll do this myself.
भाई ऐसा क्या करता है, मर नहीं रहा है ये।
Rolling again, huh?
शुक्र है भाई मर गया ये तो। अब देखते हैं आगे।
It oozes through the breach, suppurates like a festering wound.
How delightful.
Let's see what lies on the other side. Where are we now?
Underground, looks like.
Wonderful.
The ooze affects the incarnate too. The ooze affects the incarnate too. Who goes there?
भाई ये क्या है वहाँ पे?
Is that a ghost?
I don't know. But I don't think we're alone.
सो एवरीवन, मैं इस पार्ट को यहीं पे एंड कर रहा हूँ। इसके आगे की स्टोरी हम नेक्स्ट पार्ट में खेलेंगे।